This could be a controversial one. If you've ever watched any of my previous videos, you know that I am not for hype. Quite the opposite, in fact. The vast majority of my holdings are index funds or long-term blue chip Goliaths. So the content of this video is based on my opinion only, and you must do your own research. That being said, I think that Rolls Royce could deliver the easiest 100% gain inside the next 12 months within the stocks within my portfolio. And in this video, we're going to look at why. So let's do it. Pre-pandemic, this stock was looking pretty strong, to be honest. It topped out at 375 and dropped as low as just under 34 pence a share. If you had bought at the peak, you would be sitting on a 90% loser, and 1,000 quid invested would now only be worth 100 quid, and that would hurt. For the last 6 months, this stock has been hovering in and around the 100 pence mark, and we can take a bit of comfort in this. Actually, it feels like that this is an anchor price point at the moment for what is going on in the background. So I have a small holding of Rolls Royce. I'll put a link to it here. I averaged in at 109 pence, which is thereabouts at this anchor point. Personally, I'm hoping it stays at this point actually for the next few months, because then I can average in again next few transactions at that price before we see an increase. Now, many analysts don't currently have this stock as a buy at the moment, and that's fine. After all, many say that 92% of investing professionals who actively trade will underperform the market. Unfortunately, that means you and I as well. So I'm a believer that any business you invest in, you must have an exit strategy when you enter into a position. Now, the strategy for me on this stock currently sits at 100% actually. I think that it is possible inside 12 months based on the facts as we see them now, and that's what I'm aiming to do, that we're going to see a 100% return in this business. So this is one of my more volatile stocks, there is no question about that. And it's important with your volatile stocks to have a strategy more so than in any other part of the portfolio. So most of my holdings I'm aiming to hold forever. And actually, if the facts change with this business, and something changes in terms of the fundamentals, which gives me a view that it could be a longer term play, perhaps that could happen. But my current exit strategy is to get to 100% returns within this business and then sell out, take that cash and put into a lovely sexy little index fund somewhere. So let's look at the reasons why I think that this business could increase 100% over the next 12 months. And number one is uncertainty. And at the moment, it feels like there is so much uncertainty globally, in fact. Travel is on, then it's off. New strains, vaccine rolled out, and all of this has massively impacted the world of travel. And this level of uncertainty is continuing to really affect tourism and the travel industry in general, and we've seen it taking a massive hit over the last 12 months. However, normality and certainty will return. Holidays will return. International flights, domestic flights will return. Work travel will return. And it's my view that these will return bigger than ever before. We're going to really want to be catching up on some lost time here. There is nothing like a global pandemic to make you realize that actually you quite like sitting on a beach, sipping on a Long Island iced tea, with the only worry in your mind is what time's the all-inclusive buffet going to open and what's the entertainment going to be like in that massive tent tonight. And personally, I think that level of certainty, that level of normality is only around the corner. Personally, I'm planning on, inside the next 12 months, being off me nut on some local cheap beer, watching some flamenco dancing, wearing some flip-flops. Number two is cash, and this business got enough dollar behind it. At the back end of 2020, they had a cash balance of 2 billion quid, and actually they did say at that point that there was going to be a projected 2 billion quid outflow, which basically means a 2 billion loss over the 2021 financial year, but they're sitting on 9 billion quid, so they're more than equipped, they're more than capable of absorbing this sort of level of volatility within their business, and that has basically affected the share price so much, which is why it is so low as it is at the moment. However, I'm back to point one. This current situation will end, and this business, in my view, will come back into profit again. At this point, I just want to call out, if you are interested in investing in this business or starting your investing journey in general, please see below where I have a free share link. Please feel free to use that. You're going to get one free share if you do use that link. I will as well, in the interest of transparency, but it's a great way to get your investing journey started. Number three is defense. Sometimes we forget that Rolls Royce is not just about commercial flight. There is also a sizable defense business arm. And looking at this chart, we can see that defense revenue has been growing year on year since 2014. Rolls Royce has multiple contracts also that will drive revenue forward over the coming years. So this isn't just what's happened historically. We're going to see a lot of revenue generation coming in over the coming years, because these contracts that these businesses set up with Rolls Royce are very, very long term. And that's the thing with this business. It's an extremely sticky business with long contracts that drive real revenue over a long period of time. Number 4 is business model. So making jet engines, actually, it's quite complex apparently. So Rolls Royce have leveraged this into their business model. They don't just sell jet engines and leave them with you. They have a number of long-term service contracts that are tied in with the purchases of jet engines. It stands to reason that these guys are the ones that are building it. They're the ones that know it inside out. This is a really complex industry, so they will offer ongoing service over a number of years into commercial and into defense as well. So that continued revenue, it's a subscription-based service basically. It's no different to Netflix or to Disney Plus. And Rolls-Royce were one of the first ones to do it. They did this back in the 70s. So it ensures a continued generation and a continued inflow of revenue for a number of years after the contract is actually signed. So actually this business was way ahead of the market in terms of implementing and incorporating those sort of terms into the contracts. And number 5 is future, and future comes down to 2 things as well. So future is around how sustainable it can be going forward, and I'm talking about green sustainability here as well as revenue generation. So how sustainable? What's the sustainability agenda like? So how is it leaning into the climate issues that we're seeing across the world at the moment, and is it addressing itself in a way that is going to make it be able to be continue to be an attractive business within the next generation, within the generation of people that actually care about this more than any generation has before? And I believe that Rolls-Royce are working on a number of different things in terms of alternative power sources, in terms of electric helicopters even, and a number of different things in the background in terms of their sustainability agenda. That is actually going to put them in good stead for the long term. And the second thing around future is around innovation. And what are they doing to look to incorporate innovation? And actually, you might not think it, but Rolls-Royce are one of the most innovative businesses in terms of the technologies that we're working on behind the scenes, in terms of driving airspace travel into the next generation, in terms of being able to create products that are actually more efficient as well from a sustainability perspective, but also actually functionally. They're going to be working better, they're going to be safer, and Rolls-Royce are at the absolute forefront of that. So I want to make it absolutely clear that this is one of my more volatile stocks. So it is part of my volatile portion of my portfolio. So I'm looking to have around 5% of my portfolio allocated to volatile growth stocks. So within there, we've got Rolls-Royce, we've got Virgin Galactic, those sort of businesses that I think really could absolutely do really well or could absolutely drop to zero. So I'll never be investing more than 5% into these sort of businesses. And the rest of my portfolio is going to be made up of funds and big blue chip businesses, dividend growers, all of that sort of lovely stuff. So please bear that in mind. If you are interested in investing in this business, you must do your own research. Only invest what you are comfortable to lose in these sort of businesses. I hope that was useful to you guys. If it was, please feel free to drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of it. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.